Modulo chapter 14 is officially here, so let's get into it. And if you don't want spoilers, you can back out right now. It starts off with this amazing parallel cover that we got here. It parallels this one right here. Then it officially starts with Mino and this lady talking, and we find out her name is Miyaguni. Mino says, "You're really gonna make Yuka do this?" And she responds, "Well, she told you about her illness, didn't she?" Mino starts talking, "Is there any way that we could use like nuclear weapons to do something? Is there a way we can get aid from other nations in the UN?" And she says, "Well, the UN said if you want to do it, you can go ahead and make the bombs and do it." Then it flashes over to Maru and he's thinking like, when did it all start? When did it become difficult to talk to Cross? Flashes back to them as kids and they're holding that rock that their dad died clutching. Cross asks him, "What's that?" Maru responds, "Dad said that it was Mole, he was clutching it to the very end." It explains a little more again what Mole is. Maru spikes the rock and was like, "Dad did not leave us Mole, he left us an ordinary rock." Cross begins crying and Maru's like, "Just forget about him. Dad completely lost sight of his job as a warrior. So you really need to forget about him, Cross." It flashes back to the duel between Dura and Dabura, and when Maru gets his face squished into the stands trying to tell him to run, Cross tells him, "You're acting strange, Maru." And Maru, still thinking to himself, says, "I was the only one who felt bound by the responsibility of a warrior." He then thinks, "My dad and I were pretty much the same, we're both stubborn. He had his obsession with Mole and I had my obsession with being a warrior and it continued to hurt Cross." He says, "I just want to see you one more time and apologize, Cross." Pans over to Tsurugi and he's like, something doesn't seem right. He's looking for Maru. He's questioning the story that Maru and the Sumerians came with. He says something doesn't seem right with their social structure. These people, they're just way too similar to Earthlings. And how did they create their spaceship? And it's called Nonyx. He goes, even if it was possible due to their curse technique, it took them so long to build that canal. Something irregular must have been at work here. He finally finds Maru and he goes, "It was you, wasn't it, Maru?" Tsurugi says the spaceship Nonyx was made of Mole and it doesn't just respond to cursed energy but cursed techniques as well. And the Sumerians made it all the way to Earth because of a single sorcerer's technique, right? Maru explains it wouldn't have worked with ordinary Mole, the stuff that Dura left him was ultra pure. And it wasn't just Maru's cursed technique but Cross's as well. Tsurugi says, "Is the reason you can find me and speak Japanese because of your technique as well?" Maru says, "Yes. I wanted to speak with you again, Tsurugi." Tsurugi says, "Can't you just leave Japan?" Maru says, "Tell Yuka to just forfeit, there's no chance, the end result will be the same." Tsurugi explains a binding vow to Maru, and he says, "I want to stop Yuka from fighting in this duel so she can enjoy the rest of the time she has left. Please take the rest of the Sumerians and just leave Earth." Maru says, "When we left Sumeria, it took us 2 years of just floating to find Earth. Everyone was terrified we were just going to be a lost piece of space dust. There's no place for us on Sumeria and there's no guarantee we'd find another planet, so we're not leaving." He says, "If you're going to talk about Yuka, then what about Kalyans? And what about Cross?" Tsurugi says, "My bad, I phrased that wrong. I meant to say, get the hell out of here, Maru." Maru responds, "I can't, because I'm a warrior." And the chapter ends with that double spread, so let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. Peace.